Hello guys, Mr. Lau here again. So today we will go through tutorial 3. Okay, as I mentioned during lecture, this will be one of the most important chapter out of the whole module. It will determine whether you will get an A or not at the end of the day. Okay, so for the first question, we are supposed to use the steam table to determine each of these following, whether is it compressed water, saturated water, wet steam, dry saturated steam, or superheated steam. Okay, so let's go through how to do this again. So for A, in this case, pressure is given to be 1.5 bar and H is equals to 2226. Okay, so what we are going to do here is we are going to go to 1.5 bar. So at 1.5 bar, okay, so in this case the comparison value we are given is in terms of H. Okay, so HF will be this, HG will be this. Okay, so at 1.5 bar, okay, at 1.5 bar, so if you want you can draw the number line. So HF is given to be 467, HG is given to be 2693. Okay, so where is your 2226? 2226 will be somewhere here. Okay, so since it is in the middle, so therefore it must be wet steam. Okay, so you want you can label at 2226. Okay. Next, B. Okay, so for B, 5.5 bar, V 0.3748. The same thing, we'll go to the table at 5.5 bar. Okay, this time around we'll look at the V. So at 5.5 bar, okay, VG is 0.3427. So again, we can draw the number line. In this case, VG is 0.3427. Alright. So you realize that again the table does not give you VF. So as I mentioned during class, VF is always assumed to be 0.001. Okay, so where is your 0.3748? So 0.3748 will be somewhere here. 0.3748. Okay, so since it's on this most right hand side of the number line, therefore it must be superheated. Okay. Next for C. Okay, so again at 9 bar. Okay, at 9 bar. In this case, the value given to us is in terms of U. So for U wise, 9 bar. Okay, UF is 742, UG is 2581. Okay, so we realize that the U given to us is 2581, which exactly corresponds to your UG. Alright, correspond to a UG. So therefore, what is this? It must be dry saturated steam. Okay, so simple as that. For D, okay, so for D, it is at 13 bar. Okay, the value given to us is temperature 171.6. So let's go to 13 bar. Okay, the T set is 191.6. Okay, so in this case, for this number line, okay, so for temperature wise it's more special. Okay, so at 13 bar the T set is 191.6. So meaning to say all this here will be Tsat, which is equal to 191.6. Okay, so for the saturated water, saturated steam and wet steam, all of them will be at the same saturated temperature, 191.6. Okay, so since we are given 171.6, 171.6 will somewhere around here. Okay, therefore it must be compressed water lah. Okay, that's it for D. E. Okay, so for E, what we have here is 20 bar and U is 907. So at 20 bar, so same thing, we'll go to the 20 bar for the saturated water and steam table. Okay, so since the value here is U, we look at the U, UF and UG. So we realize that again U, which is 907 given by the question, is exactly UF. Okay, so since that's the case, therefore it must be saturated water. Okay. Next for F. Okay, so for F, we are given 24 bar. So again, we go to 24 bar. Okay, we are given the comparison value of H. So we'll go to 24 bar. Okay, look at the H. So HF is 952 and HG is 2802. So again, we draw the number line. HF is 952, HG is 2802. So in this case, we are given 932 as the value. So 932 will be here. So since it's on the most left hand side, therefore it must be compressed water. Okay, so that's it. Quite easy for question number 1. Next, we move on to question 2. Okay, so we have a rigid vessel having a volume of 7.2 meter cube. This is filled with water at a pressure of 6 bar and a temperature of 130. Determine the specific volume. So before we can find out anything about this fluid, first of all we must determine what state is it in. Is it compressed water, saturated water, wet steam, saturated steam, or superheated steam? So we got to go through the procedure just as per question 1. Okay, so at 6 bar in this case. Okay, at 6 bar. So in this case they are given the temperature lah. So we will go to the table. 6 bar. Look at your Tsat. T saturated is 158.8. Okay, so if you draw the number line again, so anything in between here will be 8.8 degrees Celsius. Okay, so since we are given 130, okay, 130 is here. Okay, can, therefore it is a compressed water. Okay, so now we know that it is compressed water. Straight away, part A, V will be 0.001. Okay, so as mentioned during class, compressed water, saturated water, all the specific volume is standard 0.001 because there's insignificant change across the pressure. Okay, part B, to get the mass, okay, we can use the chapter 1 formula, volume divided by specific volume. So volume in this case is 7.2 divided by 0.001. Okay, so this will give us 7200 kg. C. we need to find the internal energy. Okay, so based on our understanding, okay, today this is the internal energy of compressed water. So the specific internal energy of compressed water is equivalent to what? The specific internal energy of saturated water at the same temperature. Okay, so we have made this assumption, or we have derived this. I wouldn't say derived, but we determine this way in our notes. So in this case, we got to go and find a U, okay, that corresponds to 130 degrees Celsius. Okay, so very easy. So we look at the temperature column, and 130 is here. Okay, 130. So 130 is here. The UF is 546 kilojoule per kg. Okay, so remember the specific internal energy of compressed water is equivalent to the specific internal energy of saturated water at the same temperature. Alright, so to get the big U, we'll use mass times small u. So 7200 multiplied by 546, and this will be 39312,003. Okay, so that's it for this particular question. Okay, next we move on to question 3. Okay, so we have 0.15 kg of steam at a pressure of 15 bar contained in a rigid vessel of volume this. Determine the temperature of the steam. Okay, so again, although it's given to us as steam, we try not to make any assumption. Let us try to physically determine what state is this. No, don't just assume that steam, so maybe it's a superheated steam. Okay, so to determine this, we know that the pressure is 15 bar, so we need one more parameter. So we can derive the other parameter using these two values. So we got the mass, we got the volume, so we can find out the specific volume. Okay, so the specific volume will be volume divided by mass. Okay, so 0.036 divided by 0.15. This will give us 0.24 meter cube per kg. So with this value, you can use it for comparison. So at 15 bar, okay, so you can draw the number line. Okay, so let's go to 15 bar. Okay, the Vg is 0.1317. 0.1317. Okay, again this is 0.001. Okay, so 0.24 is somewhere around here. So we can safely assume that this is superheated. Okay, so try to make this a habit. Okay, because there's no guarantee when we will try to cheat you in the exam. Okay, and so in this case, this is superheated, so we got to go to the superheated table, okay, to find out the temperature. So let's flip to the superheated table, and we look for 15 bar. 15 bar. Okay, so 15 bar is here.